Rochester Wood by gunsmith John Dowd in Goshen, Connecticut.
Beautiful Mount Equinox on that side, and into
So he died in March, and he was going to be buried.
Hey everybody, welcome to the winter edition of Timestamp. I'm standing here on Trout Lily in Equinox Preserve, which starts up near Deer Knoll and goes down to the Equinox Pond Loop. Interesting spot to start a ski story, I would think, but in 1936 Fred Pabst came here, met up with Louise Orvis, and in the height of the Depression, they were trying to promote skiing. Fred set up a ski rope tow from Battenkill Lane up to the Equinox Golf Course, and Louise promoted skiing here from Deer Knoll down to Equinox Pond, and from the little knoll behind the pavilion, a few hundred yards long, and in the night they would have ice skating and they had a large bonfire. So it was an interesting start for skiing, which eventually would basically become a winter destination. Now, the only problem was that in 37, 38, and 39, there wasn't a lot of snow, so Fred set his eyes higher on Bromley. And this was after he went to East Dorset and set up a rope tow on Mount Aeolus behind the old frost farm. So what I can tell you is Fred was a consummate promoter, and he made lots of videos. And in the archives, I come across this old videotape that Dick Finlay had made, where he had converted ski promotional videos from 1949 to 1984 onto VHS, which is very high tech for the time. So I came across this tape and I sent it down to GNAT to have them convert it so we could see it here. So let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Neil Robinson. Welcome to Bromley. It's a beautiful sunny April day. As director of the ski school, it's my job to supervise 35 instructors who teach thousands of eager skiers each year. A finer group of teachers would be hard to find. Most of the boys and girls are American, but some are Swiss, Norwegian, and Austrian. At class time, the meeting area is a hive of activity as pupils join their proper classes and prepare to move out. Perhaps the most eager and certainly the most gratifying to teach are the children. At this age, they take to skiing like ducks to water. But regardless of age, learning the right way gives one the most enjoyment. The ultimate in skiing is control, turning where you want to turn and stopping when you want to stop. There they go, full of enthusiasm. We will start by walking on the level and getting used to our long feet. The first method of turning around for our beginner is merely by stepping the tips of the skis about. Climbing the slope is done quite easily by merely sidestepping. Now that we're up on a slight grade, we will practice our downhill running position, trying for a little more balance and coordination. In the snowplow, we're working forward towards control. And from the snowplow, we're now changing direction, shifting weight by dropping the shoulder out and pressing the knee slightly in over the ski that's pointed in the direction we wish to turn. Another and faster climbing step is the herringbone, so called because of the pattern made in the snow by the skis. A little more effort is required, but the energy spent is great for the legs. And still another way of reaching the top of the slope, using the traverse half side step. For long climbs, this requires less effort. Whoops, that's close enough. The quickest way to change direction from a standing position is the kick turn. The beginner is always amazed to find that his legs and feet can be pointed in opposite directions so easily. Of course, there are many ways of turning around, such as laying in the snow and just rolling over. Our next step towards the ultimate in skiing is traverse running, across the slope and slightly down. The uphill ski is advanced and more weight on the lower ski. Once familiar with the traverse position, we now practice turning into the hill by releasing the edges of the skis and using a slight heel thrust. Next, the side slip, which actually is the finish of all advanced turns. And finally, before trying our stem Christiana, we'll practice this little exercise. If we have mastered all the preceding movements, we now should have little difficulty with the stem Christiana. There we see our stem, and yes, the finish of our side slip, the finish of the turn. One more exercise that I'm sure will help us and also is fun. Snowplow swings. The skis gradually running together, becoming parallel. Now to ski parallel. No stems. The skis cut through the heavy corn snow like a knife. This certainly is a way of life. Would anyone care to vadel? Jump turns for the more advanced skier, using either one pole or two poles. you feel a little frisky between both poles. A short slalom run, the proof of one's ability to ski under perfect control at speed. Time for relaxing in the sun. There are other attractions at ski areas. Oh, the pain. Skiing is a holiday, time for fun, particularly in the warm spring air when light clothing and tans are the order of the day. Skiing has become a family sport. At Bromley, we see many such groups. It can be learned by anyone, young or old, boy or girl. This family has decided to take it up together. Dad has a very critical audience. The snowplow may seem like hard work, but it will pay off later. Each motion is carefully demonstrated to the class. Sunburned knees may be in fashion tomorrow. Once the technique of skiing has been mastered, the great day has arrived when we can stand on the summit of the mountain with confidence. This is what we've been working for. Let's ski. As any skier will tell you, there's no experience quite like floating down the mountain. Whoops, where'd that bump come from? Well, controlled skiing makes it possible to handle the unexpected. So long for now. See you at Bromley this winter.
Hi, folks. Frank Blair here. By profession, a radio and television newscaster. And what better news to a skier than fresh snow coming down? Many families, like ours, boys and girls, everyone from baby to ma and pa, come to ski and play in the snow and breathe deep the clear, crisp, fresh air at Bromley Mountain in Manchester, Vermont. Holy mackerel. Oh, come on, fella, stay up. I got a bet on you. Hey, fellas, they went that way. Beautiful snow falling all day. The evening sun sets the mood for a bright tomorrow, and on to enjoy after-ski fun. How's this recipe for a winter's night? To 8 or 10 fun-loving people, blend in familiar songs from a squeeze box in front of an open fireplace. Add a good-sized bowl of your favorite punch, and serve with baked apples on a skewer. Any broken ski pole will do. Morning sunshine and cotton clouds against the Bromley blue sky. Family fun, mother and son. A nursery for the little ones. From the cozy indoors and the play of the tiny tots in the nursery to the gayful play of the skiers outside, all share the fun of the fresh fallen snow. The smooth, quiet ride on the double chairlift amidst the ever-exciting view of the beautiful mountain terrain which is Bromley. Downhill they come, 2 by 2. Whoops. Now just 1. Back up again, this time on a J-bar, to the mountaintop, for just plain skiing fun. Hey there. Say, you two, come on, join the fun. Look at us. Come on now. Come on, gals, follow us down. Down we go, all together on the beautiful, broad East Meadow. And fun it is. Fresh air, sunshine, fresh powder snow. What more can a skier ask? Say, I wonder what's for dinner. Boy, I'm starved.
With white shadows in the Green Mountains, it's ski time at Vermont's Big Bromley, the largest development in America for riding the hickories. On any winter weekend, over 3,000 fans gather here to ride their 4 lifts and speed down the 12 trails. Jovial Fred Pabst, owner of this modern, expansive sports layout, has the safest development for beginners and intermediate skiers in the country. Sometimes he may have less snow than other spots, but never less food for these expansive appetites. Skiing was once a laborious sport. Climbing the hills was a tough hike. Then in 1933, just 20 years ago, a Vermonter at Woodstock operated the first ski tow in the United States. Then the sport boomed. This snowcat rolls and packs the trails. Bromley has a dozen instructors to give class and individual lessons. It's one sport where you must learn the fundamentals if you're going to have any fun out of it. Teach them safety when they're young. Today's beginners are tomorrow's experts. Poles are essential aids, and the kids are taught how to hold and use them. Once a youngster tries, skiing is tops. There's no thrill like it in any other winter sport. The J-bar tow up Bromley Mountain is popular with the better skiers. It carries over 900 people an hour to a spot near the summit where they have a choice of trails for their descent. A cold, cloudy night gives the trees morning frost feathers. 3 ways down, take your choice. No other sport offers the keen thrill and excitement that a skier gets when, in the bright, clear sunshine of a frosty morning, he starts down the slope. For bigger thrills on higher mountains, we move north to Stowe, Vermont, the rendezvous of the experts. The Stowe area is the best ski district in the eastern United States. For speed trails, it can't be beat. The crowd gathers to watch the running of the North American Championships. A big day for the expert, a thrill day for the spectator. With a blanket over their head, they ride the 6,330-foot chairlift to the top of Mansfield's trails. In 12 years, the lift has carried over 1 million skiers. Now meet the world's greatest woman skier, Mrs. Andrea Meade Lawrence, popularly known as Andy, a native Vermont girl. 2 months to the day before this race, the 20-year-old double Olympic winner gave birth to a son. This is her first competitive skiing in over a year. She awaits the official starter's signal. breaking the electric timing recorder, she zooms down the mountainside. The slalom is an obstacle race where the performer has to make sharp turns to follow the zigzag course marked by the flags. It's the supreme test of expert skiing. Andy races across the finish line in the fastest time of the day, proving she still tops. Two of the world's top skiers, Olympic champion Othmar Schneider and his fellow Austrian Karl Farner. Schneider is the world's best exponent of the difficult slalom race, so watch his practice run through a flush of flags. And Farner is as fast as greased lightning. Now the gates are spread out of line as the two Austrians follow each other. Notice the shoulder action as Schneider skims by the flags. Mount Mansfield is the highest peak in the Green Mountains, and the daring nosedive downhill course starts right at the summit. Dave Lawrence, Andrea Mead's husband, is one of the competitors in the North American Downhill Championship. Dave, a Dartmouth man, was also a member of the American Olympic ski team. The nosedive course drops 2,500 feet or half a mile in its 1 3/4 mile length. It's a torturous, thrilling run where the skiers must navigate every turn and corner with the skill of the expert, or he's out of the running. Every second saved is precious. Each contestant races against time, but occasionally they nearly catch up with each other. Another mountain speedster nears the finish. Crossing the line, he brakes to a quick stop. Schneider, the champion, is off on his downhill run. Great speed is necessary to run the 1 3/4 under 2 minutes. It means speeds between 65 and 70 miles per hour on the straight stretches and better than 50 on the curves. The Olympic champ flies over the finish line. Schneider really knows his shush. Back to the summit to start the girls' championship. The girls' downhill race is the most thrilling and daring sport in the whole feminine athletic world. Watch this. She loses one pole, but is up and off in a jiffy. Maybe this is why they call it nosedive. What a skid. A bale of straw stops this gal as she crash bangs across the finish line. Okay, lucky, no bones broken. Now our champion, Andrea Mead, gets away on the downhill. Andy gets her thrill without a spill and comes in with the fastest time of the day, beating all rivals down the fast, icy slope. Her husband, Dave, still breathless from his own run, greets her. What a skier. What a gal. What a mother. Meet the junior member of the Lawrence trio, the 2-month-old son of Andrea and Dave. His cute baby should grow up to be more than a Green Mountain speedster. With Mom and Pop coaching from the sidelines, he should be a world winner. Businessmen and women, actors and actresses, youngsters, oldsters, students and people from all walks of life. They are what is known as city people. But when winter comes, many of them become Bromley people. This is winter, and this is Bromley, and this is downhill skiing fun. By golly, you know, I think that pretty little girl is going to beat those boys down the mountain yet. Oh, come on, fellas. What kind of sportsmanship is that? Boys, chivalry is not dead. Is that any way to treat a lovely lady? Ah, that's the way to treat a lovely lady. I guess it was all in fun. And fun at the end of the day is all part and parcel of the wonderful sport that is skiing. Yes, sirree. A peppy tune with pink champagne or hot buttered rum certainly adds the finishing touch to a perfect skiing day. Flags of the skiing nation, blowing gently in the early morning breeze against the radiant blue sky, promise another great day for skiing. The last two ski patrolmen to reach the base area give the all clear for the opening of the trails and slopes for the day. All lifts are operating and ski conditions are rated as excellent. The beautiful white stuff, freshly packed, sparkling in the early morning sunlight, awaits the skier. And it wasn't long before they came. The Bromley people. school bell calls to order the morning session of ski school. Instructors take their place for assignment from the ski school director. Students proceed to the class areas.
Okay, Larry, we're right here.
Most children find ski school as much, if not more, fun than skiing by themselves or with their parents. Little ones are placed in special classes, made up of others who not only match their own ability, but their own age group. Ski school classes for adults and more advanced students feature precise demonstrations and explanations of skiing technique. Each student receives personal attention and participates in performing the exercises. Ski school is becoming more and more the fun thing to do. It provides informal class competition and serves as a wonderful means to get acquainted with other skiers. Children take to skis like birds take to wing. While classes are in session on the lower slopes, other children, only slightly older, compete in junior slalom races on expert terrain near the mountain top. In addition to daily morning and afternoon ski school classes, private lessons are conducted on an hourly basis. Here, a mother and son share the instructor in a private lesson. Oops, let's try that again, boy. This form of instruction is the fastest means to better skiing.
Who did that?
Children also take to pizza. So far as we know, Bromley people were the first to enjoy genuine Italian pizza at a ski area. With lunch out of the way, it's back outside to the ski slopes. The crisp mountain air and warming sunshine. Two Bromley regulars who met in ski school at Bromley spot a good friend, the instructor who taught them to ski. How good it is to meet old friends and renew acquaintances. Now the Smiths have made Bromley their home away from home and have bought a chalet nearby. They'll meet later on, down below. Right now, there is still time for a few more runs down the new trail over on the east side. Yes, it's been a long day. 2 class sessions and 3 private lessons kind of wears a guy out. But it's too nice a day to cash in without one good, long, final run. Just to burn up the mountain. This is skiing at its very best. Fashion show at a ski area? You bet your next week's paycheck. Fashion has taken the industry over by storm. Would you believe bathing suits? You'd be surprised how many bikinis are bought in February. Besides, modeling the swimsuits never dampened the gaiety of an après ski gathering. After a day of fun, Bromley people settle down for a quiet, leisurely dinner. Most will want to get to bed early. Tomorrow is another day, and in this case, a very special day. George Washington's birthday. Lots of extra activity going on into the wee, small hours of the morning. While Bromley's people dine inside, Bromley's snow farmers are hard at work around the clock grooming the slopes for the next day. As snowcats with rollers and magic carpets resurface the snow and pack it, the snowmaking crew lays down a fresh cover of snow, and on it goes through the night till dawn. This particular night, Mother Nature took a hand in it and blessed the occasion with 10 inches of new powder. And the next morning, the mountaintop was truly a winter wonderland. The combination of fresh powder and bright sunshine brought Bromley's people back early. Naturally, the pros from ski school hit the deck early to get in a few runs before their morning assignment. Ooh la la, look at those vadals. What they could do to the cha-cha-cha. That's it, boys. Fun and game time is over. Back to the locker room you go. Your students are waiting. What a day. Conditions could not be more perfect. Wait a minute, what's that? Hey, fella, back to the cafeteria with you. Wait, hold it. Oh, come on, you can't eat your lunch on the chairlift. Oh, no, not a martini. Oh, no, no. Look, Mac, you don't know what you're doing. You forgot your skis. Hey, you get off. He's got to be out of his mind. Spaghetti in that altitude? I knew he'd have a mustache like that. Okay, smart Alec, you made it to the top. What now? Oh, fine, a chocolate sundae. Take your time. There's no hurry now. That's think it's only fair to tell you that it's a 1.5 mile walk back down. And don't try a shortcut through the woods. Oh, that's beautiful. Dump all the silverware and dishes into the snow. In the spring, they'll love you. Well, there's bound to be one nut in the crowd. Okay, wise guy, what now? Goggles. For walking? Boy, that squirrel coat fits you to the T. You're as nutty as a fruitcake. Look, Mac, cowboys belong in Wyoming. This is not a Western. Hey, Clyde, about the cafeteria tray. Those things cost money, you know. Oh, no. No! Kid, you better get off the trail. You're going to get killed for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, the Bromley Company is not responsible for opinions and characters portrayed in this portion of the film. Get out of the way, run for your life. The dam is burst. Look out, he's coming straight for you. Help, somebody send for the Red Cross. I want to donate some blood. His. Oh, boy, are you sure John Jay started this way? Watch out, lady. The Royal Mounted Police can't help you here. Stop him. Stop him, somebody. Offer him anything, even money. George Washington's birthday has always meant a big celebration at Bromley. The ski school instructors and ski patrolmen stage the annual Torchlight Slalom. This is hard enough to do in the daytime, but jumping with a torch in each hand at night? People from miles around line the perimeter of the Bromley base area to watch the gigantic fireworks display. When the fireworks are over outside, things began to snap, crackle, and pop inside the wild boar. know, I think Bromley people have all the fun.
Jim, I noticed while we were getting set up here, you just snuck a run in. What trail was that you came down? Looked pretty good.
Well, that's what we call a rock garden. It's actually part of the upper twister. It leads down into these many other fine trails that we have. The throughway, the one we're going to be going down next, is a novice trail of wide and rolling slopes.
Obviously, the upper part you were on, though, wasn't a novice terrain, though.
No, that's the fun part.
That's the fun part. Although for those people who really don't feel quite up to that, you have a mid-station right there, so it makes it a lot easier for them to ski this part of the mountain anyway.
Yes, it allows them to easy access to some of the other novice trails.
Now, one of the things I noticed when you were coming down the mountain, someone kind of snuck in on camera with you behind you. Who is that?
Well, that's Kate Swart, our ski school director. She's right behind you now.
Ah, son of a gun. How about that? Hi, Kate.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about the ski school here?
Sure will. We run a staff of about 85 people, and we have a junior ski school that starts at age 3 and goes to age 12. We also cater very, very much to beginning adults. We have a beginner circle program here that runs 4 hours out of a day. And we have a telemark program that's quite extensive. We teach racing. We have special conditions class for days just like today. And we have a real nice ski school, real full staff.
Seems like everybody's always having a good time. I noticed the camaraderie here at the mountain is really exceptional.
It is. It's one of our better things here. We really like that, and it draws a lot of people to us, not just to work, but people to come and ski. They always come back because we are real friendly here.
One thing that was really unique that I saw down there was a carousel. Can you tell a little bit about that?
The carousel, what it does is it helps the student learn how to have stance on the ski and how to stand comfortably without having to do all the climbing, which in the beginning is a little bit of frustration for them. And then it also, because it goes in the circle, it teaches you how to put pressure on a foot, which would eventually be for each direction on the carousel would be your downhill ski. So you're once having pressure on your right foot and then again on your left foot, which makes it a lot easier once they start to climb up the hill.
Anytime you come in skiing without climbing, that's great. Well, speaking of skiing, let's take a look at some of the skiing here at Bromley.
warm sun, cotton clouds, and a Bromley blue sky. I'm Otto, and I'm semi-director of the ski school here at Bromley Mountain. As semi-director, it is my job to supervise 40 semi-handsome ski instructors. Most of them are American, but I'm Austrian, of course. The ski school place is a hive of activity. The eager skiers rush from all directions to their assigned classes. It's obvious that skiing has become almost a way of life, and it can be learned by everyone. It's fast becoming America's biggest family sport. As your instructor, I must tell you first of all that the ultimate in skiing is control. This means turning where you want to turn and stopping where you want to stop. First of all, we have to learn to walk on the level. That's the best method for getting used to our long feet. And let's work from the beginning for grace and rhythm. The first method of turning around for a beginner is merely stepping the tips of the skis around in place. Climbing the slope is done quite easily by simply sidestepping, walking sideways up the hill. Now that we are up on a slight grade, we will practice our downhill running position, trying for a little more balance and coordination. In the snowplow, we are working forward toward control. And from the snowplow, we are now changing direction. The snowplow may seem like hard work now, but it will pay off later. Another and slightly faster climbing step is the herringbone, so called because of the pattern left in the snow. A little more effort is required, but the energy spent is great for the legs. The quickest way to change direction from a standing position is the kick turn. The beginner is always amazed that the legs and skis can be pointed in opposite directions so easily. Jump turns for the more advanced skier using either one pole or two poles, or if you feel a little frisky, through both poles. Now to ski parallel. No stem. The skis cut through the heavy corn snow like a knife. This certainly is a way of life. Anyone care to whale?
So how cool was that? I think it was totally cool. But anyway, if you want to know more, I mean, I gave you basically not even the teaser trailer of what it took for skiing to get established around here. We did record a video before the pandemic called Fred Pabst Bringing Skiing to the Masses, and you can find that on the GNAT website. Just go in and type in Fred Pabst Skiing on GNAT, and I'm sure you'll find it. If not, you can go to the Historical Society website, Manchester Historical Society, bt.org, and I did post it there recently, so you'll be able to get the more comprehensive version. But I really hope you enjoyed the promo videos, and well, until next time, I'm Sean. Great to see everybody. Take care.